Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Tuesday, May 11th, and 10 o'clock. So let's give it a couple minutes. We'll give people a chance to come in and join us. Okay, thanks for joining this morning. For those of you joining right now, good morning. Let's give it just a couple minutes, and hopefully you're noticing that my audio is better. I did some Googling yesterday, and so I'm hoping that you notice the audio is better, and I hope the picture stream's better today too. I Googled some on that as well, so hopefully we're in good shape. I'm going to actually just post or pull up Facebook. Noticing that my audio is better. Now we're gonna get a little feedback of my voice coming through of when I pull up Facebook with my voice. It's gonna duplicate just for a moment, but everything should be good. I just like to get a head. Let's see, loud and clear. Yes, clear. Good, 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 good. I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Cheryl. Thanks for posting that. And let's see here. Pull up YouTube as well. Andy or whoever else is on there. So, okay, we're at 10:02 and we probably have the people that are going to join. Um, so good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's actually a beautiful sunshiny day, a little cool, but that's okay. It's going to get up to the mid 50s today, and then starting tomorrow we get 60s and a little bit of 70s after that. Yay. Okay, let's meditate. So just allowing your body to be nice and relaxed in whatever you're sitting or lying on. And I really don't care. For me, it doesn't matter whether you're sitting or lying. Preferably you stay awake, but something my teacher used to say is if you fall asleep during meditation, it's deep sleep. You're in a deep state. So and your body probably needs it. So it's okay. Let's not make it a bad thing. With that said, we're practicing conscious awareness, and that can't be practiced when we're sleeping. So it's always helpful if you can stay awake, stay present. And by the way, when you get tired, just notice the thoughts about that. Who is it that is tired? Is it actually you, or is that belief about who you think you are? And some of the teachers I've studied with, Sadhguru, he had 1 hour sleep in 2 days, and that was typical for him. He usually only slept maybe 1 or 2 hours a night. That's all his body needed, because it's really not necessary for more when we're coming from the truth of who we are. But because we're always putting so much energy out there because of the stories of who we think we are, and we're trying so hard with life, it really just depletes us and sucks out a lot of energy out of us. So, right now, I'd like you to just invite you to take a nice deep breath in and just really letting go of any stress or any worries that you have at all. Certainly, you don't need to carry them into this meditation, but you do not need to carry the past or the future, which actually doesn't exist. It only shows up in a new present moment. But just to let go of that so that you can really just be present here. And when we're talking about presence, it really isn't about time. Yes, it's helpful to let go of all the past and the future, of course. But we're also talking about just being present of this moment, being aware, being conscious and aware of existence, conscious and aware that you exist. That is the present moment. And it doesn't take intelligence for that. Even a baby that's born into this world, and probably more so because they haven't learned all these learned behaviors that distract them from the truth of who they are. They're just pure beingness beyond any labels or descriptions. It's just a pure beingness. And why wouldn't we want to love being around a baby? The pure freedom and innocence of who they are. So just letting go of all the past, and I mean letting go of any stories, letting go of any, especially any shame or guilt or blame of yourself or blame of others. And that, when you let that go, that is the greatest forgiveness of all. Not only the greatest forgiveness for yourself in just giving all your past back over to God, but it's really the greatest forgiveness of others as well, because when you let go of all your shame and guilt and blame, you are also releasing your this thread of energy of where you are connected with other people out of the shame and guilt and blame. And so when you release your past, you are releasing others from your past. And that is a healing to them as well. A healing to their person, maybe I should say, the story of who they think they are, because the only one that needs healing is this idea of who we think we are. Our true self is already whole and complete, but let's not worry about that right now. I want to just help you to empty out so that you can have that direct experience, that direct knowing for yourself as to who you are. And so, right now, just letting go of all the stories, the self images, the thing that we call the personality, which is actually only an accumulation of the stories and the beliefs that we've accumulated over the years as to who we think we are. But who we are is beyond any story, beyond any label, beyond any conditioning, beyond any boundaries. And I'm not opposed to boundaries depending on where one is at in their life. Boundaries can be helpful when the person is being abused, to set the boundary and say, no, 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 that is not acceptable. That can be powerful and beautiful. And then there comes a point in time on our path, as my teacher Sadashiva said, the path of the sage is ruthless. There simply are no boundaries. When you so fully give your life over to life, to give your life over to God, to give your life over to the universe and say, Father, I let go of all my boundaries. I give you permission to give me whatever experience you would deem necessary for my awakening. And the freedom that comes along with that is powerful and beautiful. And as far as I'm consciously aware, there is nothing I ask of God. And God has full permission, full permission. And it's scary when we first do that, because the mind, for me, my mind conjured up all these stories. If I fully give God permission to bring to me whatever God wants and I let go of all my boundaries, then maybe God will paralyze me, or because that's what I need. Maybe God will take my life. Maybe God will take the life of my son or my wife or a loved one. Maybe I'll get in a bad car accident. These are all the stories that my mind came up with because the ego is afraid of disappearing into the emptiness of who we are, that it will cease to exist. But to ultimately give your life in its entirety over to God is to have full trust and faith in God, to say, yes, God, I'm scared and this feels vulnerable, but I don't want it any different than this, because I trust that everything that you are bringing me is exactly what I need. Even though my mind may judge these things as bad or wrong, and judges you for bringing them as if you've made a mistake along the way, I have trust and faith that every single thing that you bring is for my greatest good. And just tying that in with Sadashiva's quote, there is not one single hair out of place in the universe. God is giving me exactly what we need, exactly when we need it. And I can tell you, as scary and as vulnerable as it is to let down all your boundaries, let go of all your protection, just fully trusting in God, there is such freedom and beauty. And the Christians talk about being saved. This is the greatest saving of all. And you can do it with Jesus, you can do it with God, you can do it with your true self, even. To fully give yourself over to the truth of who you are, which is in alignment and is one with God. To do that, you all of a sudden feel this expansiveness and this freedom and this the infinite possibilities of life. Literally, the infinite possibilities of life. With God, all things are possible. And you can experience that with Jesus or the truth of who you are, all of it. I know for some of you that may be new to this meditation, it almost sounds a little blasphemous to claim that. But I do my best to allow my ego to step to the side, and that the words flow through that are here to express something deeper, to open you up to the truth of who you are, to open me up to the truth of who I am, that we may move beyond our limited mind and our limited body, that we may move beyond all the thoughts and feelings and perceptions and actions, because you are none of those. How do I know that? Because if you are those things, then who is it the one that is able to witness those things? When you have the thought that says, that guy is a complete idiot, I just want to kick him in the shin right now. What keeps you from kicking him in the shin? Who is it that is a witness to that thought, a witness to that anger? You are the witness to all of life. You are the witness to your thoughts, your feelings, your perceptions, and your actions. But none of those things, your mind, your body, your thoughts, are not capable of witnessing you, but you are the conscious witness of them. And as I said before, even a baby can be conscious and aware that it exists. If I ask you the question, how do you know you're here right now? Your thoughts cannot tell you that. They can have an idea or belief about that. Your feelings can't tell you that. Your perceptions can't tell you. They might perceive something, but it's still coming from the mind. And your actions certainly can't tell you that. Your five senses can't. Your body can't. Your mind can't. The only thing that knows that you exist is that you are conscious and aware to say, no, I'm here. I'm aware. There's an awareness that I'm here. And that is beyond all those things that can be seen. And when I say seen, I mean by the spiritual eye, not physical eyes. The spiritual eyes meaning the eyes of awareness, that you exist, that that you are aware of all physical and non-physical. That's you. The great awareness, the great I am. the pure beingness that is beyond any trying or doing or effort, but simply witnessing the trying, the doing, the effort, witnessing the thoughts, witnessing the feelings. The more you connect and recognize this truth, you will see it really does not matter what thought, feeling, perception, or action you take because you are the one witnessing it. The true you that is beyond anything physical, because the baby recognizes it doesn't need mental intelligence or feelings or words to recognize that it exists. And what's also true is that we don't need anything physical to be aware that we exist. It doesn't require anything physical. We've already talked about the body and the mind don't have awareness. They can't be aware that you exist. It's something beyond the physical. I've been having this experience. Let me just see here. And just coming back to this present moment, just being aware, aware of my voice, aware of sounds around you, aware of your breath, aware of your belly, just gently and effortlessly moving in and out. You are the watcher of it all, the observer. You are the witness to life. You are the witness to the movie of life. Just notice that. Notice it all. That's all you are, is simply the witness that doesn't need life to be any different than it is. That's why when you move beyond the resistance to life, all that's left is peace. That's you right now in this moment that doesn't need life to be any different than what it is. And your mind might chime in and say, no, I need this, this, and this to be different than what it is in order to be happy and to be at peace. But that is just a thought. Can you, the true you, simply be a witness to that thought without needing to fix or change it? Because then now you're back in peace again, yes? When you are a witness to that thought and that belief that says, no, I need all these things to happen in order to be happy. But yet, if you can simply be a witness to that thought and that belief and recognize that you are not that thought and belief, there is peace. That is you. Now I want to tell you a story. I've been having this awareness of my so-called addictions. My so-called addictions. And my addictions that you are well aware of are sugar and food, actually, and food and sex. Those are my addictions. And let me just say, there is nothing wrong with either one of them. And when I say my addictions, what am I speaking of? I am not speaking of my true self. I am speaking of a belief that I have identified with as if it's the truth of who I am. I am addicted to sugar and food, and I am addicted to sex. Now, I know logically everyone's going to say, well, we have to have food, and there's the procreative imperative that is within everyone that we need sex, that that's a healthy thing. I am not in about debating those things, but what I do know is when I connect with the truth of who I am, I need absolutely nothing. My body may need something, but I am not my body. And you can believe this or not, I'm not here to persuade you or convince you of anything. I'm just sharing and helping to offer a roadmap to return home to who you have always be. It's not even a returning home, it's a recognizing that you have always been this truth. And that's all I'm offering. But to say I am my addiction, that I am addicted to food, is simply a thought. It's simply a belief that I have identified with as if it's the truth of who I am, as if this experience dictates who I am. And so my mind says, when I heal my addiction, then I will be at peace. And that brings up emotions for me. It brings up emotions because I know it's a lie. It is an absolute lie. And I have bought into that lie. And we have all bought into the lies that say, when I heal this, then I will be at peace. That is a lie. The truth of who you are is beyond any addictions. It's beyond any thoughts. It's beyond any beliefs. And it is right here, right now, in this present moment. It has always been you and it will always be you. And there's nothing, absolutely nothing you can ever do or that you have ever done that will keep you from being yourself. No more than there's anything that you have ever done or will ever do that can keep God from being right here, right now with you and as you. You are one with God. I am one with God. Nobody is special or better than the other. The truth of who we are is our very God essence of who we are. Beyond anything physical or form or any shape or any idea or belief or story. And so addictions are here to serve us because we are falsely identifying with that as if it's the truth of who we are. Please see this. You are not your addictions. And the more you can recognize that lie, you can act out even in addictive ways and still be a witness to that action. Because that is your person believing it is addicted, and it is the person who is acting out of that addiction. But you, the truth of who you are, is observing it the whole time. I'll watch my mind and say, I know that if I eat this piece of chocolate cake, it's going to do something to my body that I don't feel good about. But I'm going to ask you this question. Is it that my body doesn't feel good about it because of the chocolate cake? Or is it my belief about the chocolate cake? Is it my belief that I have done something bad or wrong? Is it my belief that I am weak? Is it my belief that I'm not listening to God and I don't have the courage or willpower to do all these things? And so I create this energy that says I'm weak, I'm not courageous, I'm not doing what God is asking for me. I am a bad person. I don't deserve God's love. But God's love does not need to be earned. It is unconditional love. You are loved no matter what, from God and from the truth of who you are. The truth of who you are doesn't need your person to be any different than it is. So when I eat that chocolate cake, and it's not to say that there's not some effort required. There is effort required. There is effort required to just put our best foot forward, take a deep conscious breath and listen to those thoughts and those beliefs that say, I have to have that. Whatever your addiction is, I have to have that. I need that. I want that. And it at the core of it, there is a fear and there is a pain. As A Course in Miracles says, there's only fear or love. So if there is not love, at the very core of any negative experience is fear. And with that fear is pain. And so the more we can just notice that, be aware of it, and be present with it, meaning not trying to get rid of it, not trying to fight against it, not saying, oh, I can't wait to get rid of this addiction. No, just be present with it, be aware of it. And it's not to say that your mind won't say or your person won't say, I want to get rid of this. Notice that thought. No, I can't stand this situation. Can you be aware of that thought and belief? I hate this so bad, and I'm never going to heal until I get over this. Can you be aware of that thought and belief? You are greater than any addiction. You have nothing to do with your addictions. It is your person who's addicted, and that story and that idea, that identification with it, you say, this is who I am. I'm addicted to sugar. I'm addicted to sex. I'm addicted to money. I'm addicted to shopping. I'm addicted to shoplifting. I'm all these things at some level are a cry for help. And it's God bringing this lesson, life bringing this lesson, so that you can see where you are falsely identifying with something that is not true. And so the addiction is here to serve you, to see where you are connecting with a belief that you don't need to connect with. And sometimes we feel helpless. How do I get out of this? And our person is trying to dig its way out of this hole. Just notice that. Notice that you're trying to fight your way out of it. Notice that you're trying to get rid of it. Notice that you say, when this is healed, then I will be happy. No, there's nothing. You don't need to wait. Just notice those thoughts. Be present with them. Be aware of them. You are already whole and complete, and any thought and belief that tells you otherwise is simply a thought and belief that you have identified with as a truth, and you do not need to carry that one step further. But your mind and your ego may. And when they do, simply notice that, be aware of it. And I offer you this prayer right now. Father, help me to be aware when I am caught in my person and my personal addictions. Help me to be aware that I am not that, but I am the one who is able to simply witness it without judging it, without needing to fix it, without needing to change it, and being completely present with it and accepting this experience without any need to fix or change it or fight against it in any way. Help me to recognize that there is peace no matter what the addiction is if I can embrace it and simply be a witness to it. So, Father, I open my heart, I open my mind for your blessings, your support, and your grace upon me right now. If there's anything you want to add to that prayer, please do so. If there's anything you want to change about the prayer, please do so. Make it your own. Just allow in God's love, God's grace, God's compassion, God's unconditional love that is here for you and as you to just help you to remember the truth that you have always been. I love all of you. I'm so grateful for all of you. And I know some of you will listen to this video and say, you don't know me. Don't know who I am. What I know is who I am. And I want to be even cautious to say that because I want to stay empty and innocent to the infinite possibilities of who I am and who you are. But I only say that because I recognize that love and truth of who I am. And I recognize that in that love and truth of who I am, that we are not separate. We are the same. We are beyond the physical, the emotional, the mental, and even beyond the spiritual. We're beyond any stories or ideas of who we think we are or who we think we're supposed to be. And the mind can never, ever comprehend that truth. Never. Because the mind judges. This is good, this is bad, and it assigns labels to everything. And it's trying to discern what is good and bad. And therefore, it pulls us into this drama of what is good and bad. And it pulls us into our person of what we believe is good and bad, and how you should be, and how I should be, and how life should be. And so we're caught into this suffering of life because we're listening to what we think is the truth. But the mind can never, ever fully know the truth because the truth is beyond the duality and beyond descriptions, beyond labels. That's why it's so hard to help people to recognize the truth of who they are because words are not enough. And it doesn't have anything to do with intelligence. To be conscious and aware does not require intelligence. And true intelligence, by the way, does not come from the mind because when your mind dies, your body dies, then if true intelligence came from the mind, then your intelligence would die with the body and the mind. What is that intelligence, that wisdom, those memories that go beyond anything physical? That is the witness, the one who is allowing life in God to flow through them and as them. So just coming back to this present moment, just being aware, just being aware. And this does not require any trying, does not require any effort. It does not require any action, any doingness. Because the truth of who you are is not a functioning self. It's not a self that is the one who is the doing. You are beyond the doing. You are the one that is a witness to the doing. Just as you are a witness to the thinking, a witness to the feeling, and a witness to the perceiving. You know, I once said that when I started to become more aware that I was not a functioning self, that I was just a witnessing self, and that life and God are expressing themselves through me, and I am a witness to that, then I just had this kind of this image of God just just sitting, just sitting in complete stillness and silence as a witness to it all. But as I've said also is that's not even accurate because I can't say that God or you are sitting because that implies that there is this physical form to sit. There is no physical form. There is just this pure isness, this pure beingness that is a witness to all of it. So right now I'm just inviting you to be the conscious witness, whether it's my voice, your breath, your belly moving up and down, your thoughts, your feelings, your five senses, your body, whatever you're sitting or lying on, you are the one that is simply aware of those things. That's you. Without any effort or without any doingness required, without any intelligence needed. You don't need to earn your way to being aware. You don't need to go out and do something spectacular to earn this awareness. No, you are aware. You are the pure beingness, the pure isness, the pure awareness. That's you. Nothing else is required. That's why there can be peace in all of it, because when you are witnessing all those things, just witnessing, not needing to fix or change it, there is peace. You are peace. You can't get away from that. The person can come up with stories and ideas from and block you. When you're trapped in the person, you can be blocked from recognizing that truth, but the truth of who you are is still there. You can't get rid of it. But you can get rid of those things that would have you believe, would have your person believe that you are, that something else is required. So right now, I'm inviting you to let go of all the stories of who you think you are, letting go of all the past, all the worries about the future, letting go of your need to wait for something else to happen. No, you are right here, right now, in this moment. Nothing else is required for that awareness. And so I invite you to stop waiting for more money or the right relationship or the right job or something else out there. When this happens, then I'll be happy. No, that's just another story and belief of the mind, of the person. You don't need to buy into that. I'm inviting you right now to let that go, at least for this meditation. And if you want to pick it up afterwards, feel free to do so. But right now, I'm inviting you to empty out everything that you can think of, everything that you feel, everything that you have learned, all the memories. Just empty out all of it. And so only the innocence and the pure freedom and truth of who you are remains. The emptiness, the nothingness, the pure innocence, the pure beingness, the pure isness. And then you won't have to seek peace, joy, or love, and you will recognize that that is a natural expression of who you already are right now in this moment. And you don't need to travel some faraway land to India or to the Himalayas or go out and find the right guru, or you don't need to repent for all your sins. The greatest the greatest forgiveness you can do is to recognize that you are not the limited self and that you are pure and whole right now in this moment. And that is the greatest healing that you can provide for yourself and for the world. That is the greatest gift that you can give to yourself and everyone and everything. Because we each create our own reality, and that creation is based on all of our beliefs. And so to let go of all the beliefs is to let go of all the limitations, that you may just be the pure, beautiful innocence and emptiness that is already peace, love, and joy, and is already God, is one with God, is God. I believe it was Muji that said, strive for God, and God will lead you to your true self. Strive for your true self, and it will lead you to God. Strive for Jesus, who is already fully self-realized, and he will return you home to who you are. Whatever you seek, you can do it with a Buddha. Anyone that has transcended the mind and the body and recognizes the truth of who you are will only lead you back to the truth of who you are. But you don't have to believe me on any of that. I'm not here to persuade you or convince you of any of it. I'm simply offering to help you to return home to who you have always been. And so right now I invite you just to bathe in the stillness and the silence of who you are. And if your mind gets busy, simply notice that. It doesn't matter whether you have one thought or a million thoughts. It's just a thought. You are the witness to the thoughts. And you might get caught in the thoughts where it drags you through the mud, and where you believe the thought. It's like, I'm not worthy of God's love. I need something else to happen. I need to earn God's love back. And so you might be caught in the feeling or the belief. I invite you to be a witness to that as well. Allow it to pass on by. And then there might be a part of you that says, I can't let it pass on by. I feel it's the truth. I believe it's the truth. Can you be present with that without trying to fix or change it or fight against it or make it bad or wrong? Can you simply sit in that fear, sit in that belief, sit in that pain? I don't even want to say sit, just be in that fear, be in that belief, be in that pain. Sit implies that you are something physical and you are not. So right now, I just invite you to simply be in the awareness of whatever comes up, no matter what the thought, feeling, perception, or actions, any of those things that come up. You don't need to fight any of them. They are not you. Simply witness them. And if you find yourself fighting with them, then simply be a witness to the fight. You are still the witness, and there is peace. Peace, peace, peace is always as the witness. If your mind is drifted, just simply come back to the present moment, which is coming back to being the witness, coming back to the awareness. And something that popped in my head in the silence was something Ram Dass had said. We are simply just walking each other home. That's all. And I love that. It's so beautiful. We are simply just walking each other home. And you are walking me home. I am walking you home. And you are a beautiful mirror for me, and I am a beautiful mirror for you. And everyone around us, even those that we judge as bad or wrong and even evil, are still walking us home because they too are a reflection to us in some way, a reflection to our person, our limited self that we need to see so that we may continue to let go of those false identifications. But ultimately, we are simply just walking each other home. So let us just sit in the stillness and the silence once again. Or if you want to use the breath, that's perfect too. Just being a witness to any or all of it. going to begin to bring this meditation to completion. For those of you who would like to continue meditating, please mute or turn your device off. And thank you so much for joining. I'm really glad you're in. And for those of you who are ready to finish, just taking in a nice deep breath. Making sure you're fully rooted and grounded in this wonderful physical form that helps us to get around. Do a little stretching. And taking your time, and whenever you're ready, opening your eyes. Oops. Knocked my water bottle over there. So let's see, I'm going to swing over to Facebook here and just to see who might be in there. And I got a thumbs up. Was that from Cheryl, I guess? And let's see. I'm in YouTube right now also. So, oh, clear here, you said earlier, Sandy. Okay, good, good. Yeah, actually, I just want to listen to just a moment here. Good, good. You're going to get just a little bit of echo coming through from those words just a second here. I accepted that prayer and lifted it up. Okay, good, Sandy. Good. I'm so glad for you. Thank you for yesterday too, Sandy. Thank you. I sent you a little message. I hope you got it. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Michelle, nice to be walking with you. Yes, walking each other home. You too, Michelle. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm grateful for that. I don't know if anyone else wants to say anything. You can if you want. I see the video just froze up. So, but I've got OBS, Facebook, and YouTube all streaming right now, so it might be causing the video to be a little glitchy. So, I think that's about it. And so I'm gonna close this out. And if anybody wants to say anything afterwards, they're welcome to. Thank you guys for joining. And let's see, tomorrow, Wednesday, I will be off, but I will be meditating again on Thursday. Okay? All right. Namaste, my friends. We'll see you soon. All right. Bye-bye.